Billy, I believe I said this the other night. I've been saying this on Facebook. If the Mavericks won tonight, that would be the spirit breaker for this series right there. For they heard them with that first one. Now this one here, that's the spirit breaker. They done broke their spirit. It's over with.
Well, Walt, I told you before, uh, three simple words: Mavs and foe. That's why I said it. Mavs and foe. There's nothing else to say.
Look at it. Look at
This,
this. Let's go. Let's
yeah.
go.
Walt, listen. What you just witnessed tonight, what all the Mavs fans across the world, especially across the city right here, saw tonight was what I told a buddy of mine today. This Mavericks team does not fear the Los Angeles Clippers in any way. This team knows that last year, I'm not gonna say it was a fluke because last year was a very young Mavs team, but the Mavs know what they were capable of doing. They saw how hard they played the Clippers. They felt like if things would have, went a certain way, they could have got that series. And they're back and they're letting you know we are not scared of you. They don't. Well, there is no respect on that floor from Kawhi Leonard. There's no respect on that floor for Paul George. No respect for Marcus Morris. Did you see what Luka Doncic, the message he sent to Marcus Morris early
Hey,
in the game?
hey. I heard you went over to Marcus Morris and told him, hey, hope you did your push-ups today because you ain't strong enough to guard me, dog. Heard he went over. I heard he went over to Pat Bev and told him, I hope you got some springs in them shoes, dog, because you ain't tall enough to guard me.
Hey, hey,
I heard,
Luka. Look,
hey. Told
uh,
Kawhi, went over, told Kawhi, hope you got your track shoes on today because you're going to have to keep up with this right here, what's finna happen to you.
hey, listen. Whatever he said, man, it was the truth. Let me tell you something. Luka Doncic right now is playing. He is playing outside of his mind. Some of the stuff we saw him do tonight was just like, as at Tovash 10 said in the little group chat, man. He said, unreal, man. Like, I, I
Unreal.
just what, but Walt, in order to play at that level, man, you have to be fearless. Luka Doncic honestly feels like, and he's not just feeling like it, guys. It might be time to acknowledge this, Walt. Luka Doncic is the best player in this series. He's the best player in this series. Period.
Yes.
He is the best player, hands down, in this series. I understand Kawhi Leonard. I understand the name. Paul George, we need to throw that away. We don't
What?
even need to
What?
mention him like that. We don't
What?
need to mention him like that. All that hollering and screaming about Paul George and all that stuff. Listen, he gave you some buckets tonight, Walt. But all I've been hearing all this time, Kawhi Leonard, he's going to put the clamps. Didn't T. Lue say that Kawhi was going to be checking Luka tonight?
What happened to that tonight? 'Cause I didn't see a whole lot. I had to when we
Check
go to
checked him to a whole 39 points tonight. Are you serious?
yeah when we have to look at the highlights. I'm going to have to look and see how many times. I'm going to have to look at these highlights and see
I,
how many times it
I,
happened.
I didn't see it, but for a team that told me that you have Kawhi Leonard, the best defender, the best on-ball defender in the league, Paul George, Pat Beverly, Marcus Morris, all these tough guys, gritty guys, Luka Doncic is making easy work of these guys.
Shout out to
Easy
Jason
work.
out there in the Philippines
Oh
celebrating the
yeah.
Mavs win out there. Shout out to our boy Jason.
Well, this team. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go overboard here. I'm gonna try not to go overboard here.
Yeah,
But this
you
team is
about to go
better than the
overboard.
Clippers. No, I'm just gonna tell you they're better than the Clippers. I made a post about it during the game. This is a better. The Mavs are a better team. The Clippers have better individual talent. If you were going to go and say, "Hey, I would take this guy over that guy," but man, I'm not sure I would take anybody on the Clippers over Luka Doncic right now. And hell, there's a handful. There's not a handful of guys I would take over THJ right now in this series. He's playing
Well,
outside his damn mind too.
The Mavericks are younger. That's what it is, and they're quicker. They're quicker than the Clippers this season. That's what
But they're
remember
not
right
an up
before.
and down. Yeah, but they're
But
not an up and down team though. Remember?
remember what I said before we started. They missing Lou Will. Lou Will is the person that when things get out of hand, you give him the ball. He either gonna go to the basket or he gonna hit that three on you.
Yeah.
That's what they missing. They,
They,
they gave that up for Rondo.
Yeah, well, yeah, and he's not giving them anything right now. I'm not saying he's playing bad, but he's not giving them anything tonight. He didn't play well tonight, particularly. And then, in addition to that, they're trying to sub in Reggie Jackson to give you those points that Lou Will would. And I mean, between Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris, and Nick Batum and all these guys, and your guy, you owe the Mavericks fans an apology. All
What I
this
do?
Zubac Shakur stuff, Tupac Shakur would be ashamed of you. Death Row Records will be ashamed of the nonsense that you have been displaying and throwing out here. All this Zubac Shakur, you got to stop that. You need to go back and apologize. You need to go back and to apologize to all the real Tupac fans because we are all disappointed in you. We are all very upset
Oh
that you have
no.
slandered our guy's name with this Zubac Shakur nonsense.
Oh man.
This
Come
blasphemy
on,
that you have been
man.
spitting.
Come on, man.
Blasphemous.
That's a nickname I gave him, man. Old Zubac Shakur.
Hey, and V Kendrick, when my guy V Kendrick shows up, I hope he's here. We're gonna have to talk about Zubac Shakur because you guys sat there and told me about all this different stuff that Zubac. There's no matchup for him. I told you there's no matchup for him on this floor. He doesn't have a place in this series. If they can't create and get him easy buckets under the basket, he's not gonna post up a score. He has no jump shot. He doesn't do anything for you defensively. There's nothing for him to do in this series outside of get cooked. I mean, Luka had them boys in that oven baking on 350 all night. They were done by the fourth quarter. He put them
Yeah,
in
they were.
before
You can
in
tell in their body
pregame.
language.
Yeah, he was cooking them on 350. Nice little glaze on them or whatever, little glaze on them. That was it. By the fourth quarter, those boys were well done, man. They were out of there.
Before we get to the highlights, real quick again, for our Luka Doncic jersey giveaway, go subscribe to our YouTube page, bFb Mavs, bFb DFW. Send us a message that says "done" after you've done it, so we can put you in for the raffle after the Mavs playoff run is over. We're gonna be giving away a Luka Doncic jersey. So again, go to bFb Mavs, bFb DFW on our YouTube page, subscribe, and we got you. Billy, let's do this. Let's take a look at these highlights.
These are definitely highlights.
Yes, you're right. These are definitely highlights. Maxie had it going early tonight. I liked what Maxie was doing tonight.
Oh yeah, what a way to bounce back after being murdered last in game one. Everyone talked down on him. Everybody only remembers the dunk and everything. But I hope tonight they understand what he was doing. Maxi Kleber came out on absolute fire. I think he started the game on 5 of
There he
5.
is right there again. There he is right there again, dunking.
Yeah, going around your guy Zubac Shakur, the liability.
We got to give Jalen
liability.
Brunson.
Go ahead.
Somebody brought it to my attention. Jalen Brunson doesn't have a nickname from us. We got to give Jalen Brunson the nickname. Nor does Maxie. And Maxie doesn't have one either. Oh, step back, Jack. Step back, Jack. Why, yeah.
He's just doing whatever the hell he wanted to do. Yeah, we'll come up with a cool name for Jalen. He deserves it. I don't want to talk about him yet, man, because I have a special thing about Jalen Brunson tonight that I want to kind of bring up to the people. I'm sure people are aware of it, but
here's Maxie again. Maxie hot. Coming out hot.
Yep.
He about as hot as nacho cheese at the beginning of the game. I can't give him fish grease. He wasn't fish grease hot.
He wasn't fish grease hot, no.
He was nacho cheese hot.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. People like nacho cheese.
Hey, Malcolm Williams make a good point right here. You were critical of this too. Got to knock those free throws down. Free throws got to get better.
Yeah, I don't think that will be a problem going forward. I mean, we know Luka is not a good 3-point shoot. I mean, I'm sorry, a good free throw shooter. He's not a good free throw shooter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it just seemed like all the way across the board. I mean, I think KP missed a couple. I know Timmy missed a couple. Maxie missed a couple. I know Luka missed quite a few of them. I mean, they just didn't do well shooting free throws tonight. And
Reggie
for
Jackson.
us, yeah, he played a little bit. For us, we were complaining, or at least I know I was complaining earlier in the game about the Clippers being able to get a lot of free throw attempts. The Mavericks, when they did go, it was extra important that we knocked them down. It just seemed like we could never get in rhythm at the free throw line. But they hit them when it mattered. At the end of the game, they went perfect.
Oh, there
line.
he is. There he is. Big stop.
Oh yeah.
For 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Gave you 20 points tonight. Gave 20 points tonight, Billy.
He gave us 14 the first night, so 20 tonight. I mean, he had a couple that that looked a little lucky to us or whatever, man. But you know what? He keeps playing, and what goes unsaid about Kristaps Porzingis, he's doing a really good job of battling Zubac down low. Now Zubac he's a monster. He's a monster to deal with down there in the paint when it comes to those offensive boards. Kristaps Porzingis did a pretty good job of trying to work. He was getting shoved around a little bit, but he did a good job down there controlling the glass and keeping Zubac from just wreaking
Yeah,
havoc
there you
down there.
step right
So
into that one. Luka stepped into
yeah.
that one. Hey, you know what else? You know what he told Paul George? I saw Paul George sticking him on that one play. Told him, say, hey, I hope your teammates is beating you on your chest because you ain't tough enough to guard me, dog. You're gonna have to do something else.
Hey, anybody that wanted some. Now, you want to talk about a front running punk, Walt? It's that guy right there, Patrick Beverly.
Got a problem with
You want to
Pat
talk. Yeah, you want to call him a front running punk. This guy makes one or two plays and he's beating on his chest and all that stuff while he does nothing for the game.
Does
Nothing
nothing
for
for
the
the
game.
nothing for the game. Missing three.
Nothing except for get
There goes
abused.
our guard Tim the 3 Hardaway Jr. 3 the Hardaway.
Yeah. Hey, well, nothing was hard about it tonight.
No,
28 big NBA playoff points from THJ.
Timmy 3 the Hardaway.
Now, you know what? Hey, Walt, I want to bring attention to my guy Adam. I see that he's on here. Adam, appreciate you for tuning in, bro. I appreciate it. Um, Adam says that we need to thank Paul George for disappearing again, and Tyronn Lue for his terrible rotation. And we talked about this. Gordon, I see he's on the post here. We talked about this the other day. We talked about it with the Kendrick as well. Man, Rick Carlisle is out coaching Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue is getting worked over on that sideline. And trust me, those Clippers players, they're like, okay, nothing we're doing is working. We can't stop this guy. Luka went for 31 the first game. Now he goes for 39. And if he would have hit any number of his free throws, he could have very well had 45 points tonight. Well, 45 points.
I gotta look at this right here. Kawhi, here you go. You ain't got your tracks. You got to put your tracks on the guard.
Yeah. Come here, Kawhi.
Yeah.
Come here, Kawhi. Splash.
Morris, remember that last year you stepped on? Come here, I got something for you too.
Yeah. Any and everybody who wanted it. That's what he was doing. It was like Luka was just
one leg. Let me hit this one leg on you. It made Dirk get up.
Yeah. When I looked at that happen, I was like, what is he doing? And then splash, I was like, oh, well, I guess this is what he does.
Too. JB is just Jalen Brunson is just Paul George can't do nothing with Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes a Depot 7 sighting right there.
Yeah, my guy didn't really give us nothing. Now, he just came out there and played with great energy. That's all he did. And that's okay. That's all we needed from him. Got a couple of rebounds. That was fine. Look at my guy Mark Cuban down there. Mark knows it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
when you hit shots like that, you know it's over with.
Yeah.
There you go, David Barber. Can't wait to see what Skip Bayless has to say about Luka tomorrow.
Oh yeah. He's gonna call him what is the little baby sparrow or whatever. Yeah. He's got to stop. He's got to stop. Now, I do have a question though. I have a question. I'm gonna pose this question to everybody that's watching this video right now, man. You guys comment in the thread here, man. Even though Kawhi Leonard scored the ball well, do we criticize him at all on the Clippers team for maybe not being the leader that they need? He's clearly the best player, but is he the leader that team needs? Because that team lacks leadership.
It does. No, he don't talk. He mute. My nickname for him is Sling Blade. See that movie Sling Blade? That was my nickname for him is Sling Blade. Well, he don't talk to nobody. He don't fool with nobody. I don't ever see him yelling. They just showed a clip of the Lakers Phoenix game. Caldwell Pope passed up a shot. LeBron went over there and got in his face, telling him, listen, I want you to shoot the effing ball.
Right.
Kawhi's not going to do that.
Yeah. Nah, that's not his thing. And maybe he should, but you know what, man? We can't judge that man for that being his personality.
The Hardaway just said, get on up out of here.
Yeah. Go ahead and pack it up. Well, I'm gonna tell you, the only other games happening in that Staples Center will be when the Lakers come home. That's it.
Well, they come home Thursday.
So, other than that, cut the lights out.
Yeah.
Lights out. There won't be any more LA Clippers game. Yeah, what did Bane say on that Dark Knight Rises or whatever? You can return to your homes. This is
Yeah.
what you can do. You can return to your homes. There will be no more LA Clippers game at the Staples Center. Go ahead and cancel that. It's Ring James or nothing.
Pretty much. All right, let's get the link up so people can join the broadcast here.
Gotcha. My guy Adam, he says that's why they brought in Rondo, but Tyronn Lue doesn't play him. So I'm assuming he's speaking about the leadership. But that's all I've heard about Rajon Rondo. We got him. He's going to be a great leader. He's going to put guys in position to do what they need to do. Uh, would you, if you were the Clippers, would you consider maybe putting Rondo into the starting lineup over Pat Bev? Do you think he could offer you more at the beginning of the game as opposed to playing with the second team?
No, because Pat Bev is going to give you defense that Rondo isn't going to give you.
Okay.
Rondo's better
So,
coming out the Rondo's better coming off the bench.
So we don't think Rondo would benefit from playing in a starting role with this team because he's going to get guys involved early and often. He's going to get everybody going. Pat Bev he's not a facilitator. He's not a guy that's going to distribute the ball. He's just out there really for nothing because who is he going to check? Finney Smith. Finney Smith isn't a real big scoring option. He can't check Luka. Luka constantly tells him he's too effing small. He lets him know that at least 2-3 times a game.
Yeah,
So I mean,
I told you what he told him. I hope you got springs in your shoes and that dog because you ain't tall enough to guard me.
yeah, hey.
You better put them springs in there. What's them pump up shoes?
Yeah,
You better pump them up. You better pump them up
God.
tonight, dog, because you ain't
They
got it for me.
they gotta do something, man. They gotta do something. But what a tremendous win by the Mavericks tonight, man. I was very excited for them. Man, this is huge for this team. This is a young team. Um, and you know what, man? Rick Carlisle has their attention. They know and they're starting to see and experience it firsthand. I'm sorry. Rick Carlisle is a good hand to have for this team. And Rick Carlisle is a playoff experienced coach. He has not had much playoff experience as of late because the team hasn't been good. But Rick Carlisle is doing a masterful job with the lineups he's running out there. The rotations seem to be set. He's got Josh Richardson buying into coming off the bench, playing a role for this team. He's got Jalen Brunson coming in, doing things not really outside of the end of the first quarter. EA brought it up. There was a little garbage lineup he ran out there at the end of the first, like Josh Richardson. It was like Melly and a couple of other guys. It was like we didn't have any star power on the floor, and the Clippers kind of closed the little gap.
But it was a defensive lineup, and they had to get some rest on Luka.
Yeah, I guess so, man. Well, it definitely was. It had to be in the defensive line because there was no offense to be found in that, man. I mean, the Clippers immediately went to work and caught up and brought that game pretty close because I think the Mavericks had them down by like 7 at that point, and it ended up getting down real close at the end of the first quarter. But man, um, I tell you what, man, it's a good time. Rick Carlisle has his team playing, and he has them believing. And these guys are on their way back to Dallas tonight, Walt. And what is it? Today is what, Tuesday, so we're off the next 2 days. So it's Friday night.
Friday.
Friday night, the weekend. That AAC is gonna be rocking. What, about 15,000 strong? Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's gonna be time.
Well, speaking of EA, I've got him right here. He's joined the broadcast. He obviously is in his car going somewhere that he probably shouldn't be going. Are you driving around yelling in the streets about the Mavericks win? Is that what you're doing?
I'm on the streets right now. I can't tell you where I'm going because that win got me a little too excited. So, like Camille said, I'm in my car looking through my phone trying to find a chick I want to bone.
Hey! Are you driving around spreading the vaccine around that you got?
That's right. Do my part.
Those antibodies.
Okay, you spreading antibodies.
Be careful out there,
guys. I'm astounded. We are 2-0. The last time the Mavericks lost at LA was in 1988, Game 7 against the Lakers. The Mavericks own LA, and now we're coming back to the AAC, where Mark Cuban might be trying to fit in another 2,000 people, and they're trying to get that place busted.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it is going to be insane. And I'm telling you right now, we need to calm down ourselves a bit because the Clippers they're going to be a wild animal in Game 3. But if you get Game 3, watch for a repeat of the Mother's Day Massacre on Game 4. We're going for that sweep.
Somebody said he about to hit ecstasy.
Yeah, I mean, KP. Me and KP when he gets back from the airport, I'll meet him at Love Field and we'll hit.
There you go.
No, you can't take him. He just got fired for a situation like that. No, take him to the house. Get
Hey,
him to
that's
the house.
50,000. That 50,000. That's easy money for KP. That's walk around money. That's walk around money.
I don't know about that one.
I'll say this though, it's surprising watching down the stretch. You know, who stepped up. Like for instance, watching Maxey step up, and then you watch Dorian Finney-Smith, and then Josh Richardson came in clutch at the end. That's the one thing I'm seeing the difference in this series right now. It's the role players. Yeah, KP and Luka doing a lot. Of course, Luka does a lot of stuff. But it's the role players that are stepping up doing their small part, while the Clippers role players are very hit and miss. Paul George tonight was good, but outside of Paul George, who else was helping him out? Reggie Jackson didn't get going till late in the third, fourth quarter. And then who else? Nobody. That's the biggest difference. And of course, I think Billy alluded to this one. What's Ty Lue doing? Is he coaching? Like, I don't know what he's doing out there because Carlisle is running circles around him. That's the biggest difference. I'm sorry. Why did the Clippers want to tank to face us? This is what I remember my Dark Knight speech. They are playoff pussies. They are playoff pussies, and they're in their own head right now. I'm telling you right now, Game 3 is going to be brutal, and Luka is going to go in for the kill. It is going to be a massacre. I can't wait for Thursday night to expand on this. But right
Friday
now, I
night,
got to
sir.
go on some things right now. So enjoy yourself and enjoy the victory. Let's go, Mavericks. Let's go 2-0, baby. Woo!
My God. My God.
Hey, listen, if anybody wants to join the broadcast and talk Mavs, click on the link in the deal. Matter of fact, I'm about to put it on the I'm actually about to put it on the YouTube page too, if anybody wants to join.
And I love this comment right here, and I believe it 100%. The Clippers will go ahead and try to empty the clip in the first quarter. They're going for the jugular. And like I said, man, this team is already showing that they're mentally weak. You can see. I'm going to assume you watched it on what was it, ESPN, or did you watch Bally's?
Oh no, it was on NBA TV, and when it's on NBA TV, you're forced to watch it on Bally's. They make you watch it. They black it out on when it's set
on NBA TV. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so I actually was listening to Hart tonight, and Hart brought it up in the fourth quarter. He was like, "You could just look at their body language. Those guys are defeated.
Hey,
they are defeated. Yeah, those guys are defeated. So I'll tell you this, man." They're going to come out and try to put up a good fight in the third game, and rightfully so, man. I mean, they're not a bad basketball team. They just ran into a bad matchup. And this is what the playoffs are about. The Mavericks have got to, Rick Carlisle, with his experience, he's got to talk to Luka and those guys because we've never been in a playoff series where we've been up 2-0 with this new young team. So you got to teach them to stay on top of things. I have Dirk in there. I'd have those guys letting them know, hey, we cannot let up. Keep your foot on their throat. And when you sniff blood and when you smell blood, man, you have to go for the kill. You got to break them mentally. You got to break their spirit. And then
we already broke the spirit. Listen, the first game we punched him in the face. We punched him in the mouth. Now this time here, we went ahead and broke their spirit this time.
Well, I mean, hey, they have a champion on that team in Kawhi Leonard. He's not going to give up. And I don't know if I'm not going to say he's not good enough to will them to a victory, but they don't really have a lot of championship experience on that team outside of Kawhi. And I guess you have T. Lue. But, I mean, I don't even know if those guys are listening to him. You could just look. They don't even seem like they're taking in what he's saying. What can he tell them? What can T. Lue actually tell those guys? He's done nothing in this series that has worked. You haven't slowed down Luka. In fact, Luka got better from game 1 to game 2. Okay, he gave you more. And again, had he not missed so many stupid ass free throws, and hit a couple more shots that he would have normally hit, Luka could have very well gave you a 50 piece tonight, man. He could have very well gave you a 50 piece. Okay,
well,
so what do you do?
I got a guy who's fired up and ready to go right here. Hold on. Okay, there it is. He says his name is Luka and KP Magic, but we know him as Cash. Join the broadcast.
What
What's
up, y'all?
Cash?
What up?
Man, what a game and what a series it's been. I watched it start to finish. But this is what I really like about the Luka and Brunson. Whenever Luka's having trouble, he had that turnover against Beverly. They had Brunson go in and cool everything off. And then there he went, bucket Brunson to the rim. Every time, bucket. Everybody's doing their part in this series. And so far, it's Dallas series so far, honestly.
Yeah, my guy, I want to ask you, man, why can Paul George not seem to check Jalen Brunson? Jalen Brunson gave him the business in game one, came back giving it to him again. Is he just not laterally quick anymore to stay in front of Brunson, or do they underestimate Brunson? What seems to be because he gets in the lane anytime he wants to against anybody.
Brunson's hungry, bro. He wasn't here last year. He's hungry, and he wants to get paid next year or whenever his contract's up. He wants another contract.
Yeah. And that's a great comment right there. Mavs were the fun underdogs last year against the Clippers, but they even knew last year. I keep telling guys, the Mavericks know deep down in their heart they could have beat the Clippers last year had it not been for those injuries that they ran into. Now they're full strength. They walk out there and they do not fear these guys.
This isn't Dwight Powell's series. I don't see him. He doesn't really.
Yeah,
with this matchup, it's not his matchup.
Yeah, there's not a lot of matchups out there for him that's going to work out in his favor. You just use.
But I'm surprised I didn't see Bobby against Zubac or
Zubac. Bobby is not playing this series. The game is too fast for him. He's not playing.
Well, I mean, he might be able to get some minutes against Zubac Shakur. I mean, maybe.
We got we got big stops on him. Anytime he steps on the floor,
he did pretty good. I was hoping for a 10 rebound night, but he had 8. I'll give him tonight.
But he gave you
20 and 8.
Like I gave you, he gave 20 and 8.
I wanted 20-10 though.
Hey, he's got 2 more opportunities. He's only going to get 2 more opportunities to give you that double because this one's over in 2 more games. So he's only got 2 more opportunities to give it to you.
I'm calling it. Game 3 is going to be a breakout KP. I hope 25 KP. I don't know how many rebounds, but it's going to be 25 from KP.
Well, let's just say 25 and 10. He needs to come back home. He owes it to the city of Dallas. Everyone, he needs to show out at home. He needs to show out.
All right, thank you.
And then Jay Rich, and then one more thing, Jay Rich with the clutch free throws. Game over.
Yep.
Hey, thank you, man. We got to keep the countdown rolling. Everybody's coming in this thing right now.
All right.
We'll see you Friday night. We'll see you Friday night.
Sweep.
This next guy here, we got the greatest Mad fan of all coming up next. Billy,
my God.
Are you ready for this?
My God, guy, you know I'm ready for
it. Get the broom back there ready.
Hey, it's already here. It's here. It's here. It's here.
There he is right there, man.
There he is.
Ready, baby.
This is the
man. It's already here, man. It's here, man.
There it is.
It's here.
There it is. There it is. Like I said beforehand, everybody looking at me crazy, talking about, man, sweet. Come on, they gonna win one. NBA gonna try to give them one. The NBA's gonna try to give them one. But I don't think the Mavs gonna let that happen.
Gordon,
do you think that the Clippers finna win another game?
Well, hold on now. Before we get too excited, just remember now, the Mavericks do not play good at home. So they play excellent on the road.
They have lately.
Well, we need them to keep it up because that's where the concern is. They play excellent on the road. When we get back to this AAC and Tovash has got that place rocking on Friday, just like he will at Tovash 10, get over there and follow that account. He's gonna have that place rocking, and I just hope they can keep up the momentum that they got going.
Well,
I'll be in the house. So,
see, the thing is when you're back at home, man, I mean, you got to keep in mind, they didn't play well at home this year, but you didn't really have nobody out there. This is the playoffs, man. Any type of energy or lack of energy the Mavericks might have or any potential letdown will be offset by the fans that are there in that building. That place is going to be rocking. They're not going to have any option but to come out and play well. When those threes start falling and that step back jack starts happening and we get those dunks and all that different stuff.
Luka nothing now.
Yeah,
You can't tell Luka nothing now.
listen. Gordon, listen. I watched Luka Doncic tonight on one play in particular, and they switched. Kawhi was checking him, and then Kawhi switched off, and I think Luka ended up getting
switched it up
Pat
real
Beverly.
quick.
Yeah, Beverly got on him, and Luka scored on him, and like he was yelling at Kawhi coming back down the floor, and he's like, you can read his lips. He's like, "Don't switch, do not switch." Like
Yeah,
he's playing with a whole different swag. Like you guys
this.
are gonna have to come see me. You guys are gonna have to see me, and I love it. He is playing with it's on a whole nother level right now.
This is
all right, man.
priority
You know,
for 15.
it's kind of it's dark out here over here, so I gotta go. But man, I see you at the AAC. Billy, you know I'm at section 320 because there ain't no section 420.
Yes, sir.
Section 320 because there ain't no section 420.
Hold on, Gordon.
Going in the arena.
Hold on, just real quick, Gordon, real quick. Man, I thought, were you at the Rangers game on Sunday?
Yep, sure was.
I saw you out there, man. I saw you out there, and I was going to say something, but I couldn't. You had walked off too far, man. I wasn't going to chase you down, man. You know, my knees ain't popping the way they used to, man. So I couldn't run you down. But I did see you out there, man.
Was. I was out there with my family, with my grandson.
Yeah,
sure was. And we swept their ass.
Mm-hmm. Get them up out of there.
I'll see you later, guys.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Oh, Billy.
My guy.
Yeah, that's your guy.
Yep. That's my guy.
That's your guy right there. Yeah, man. It's hold on, let's get over some of these comments are pretty good. Let's get over. Kawhi can't guard Luka over the picks. If he fights over it, means a more energy spent. And I told you. That's what I said. I said, and he don't want to guard him early because he want to be able to play in the fourth quarter.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, because while you brought up a very valid point in the game, you were like, okay, I think we should let Kawhi get his, and then he'll wear himself down for a quarter. Well, okay, I got it. But like, even with that, like, do you feel like the Mavericks could have done anything more defensively to kind of because my concern was, okay, he's scoring a lot of points, he's getting the shots up, but man, he's not going to wear himself out if he's getting to his spot and just doing what he wants to. They're not even making him work for it. Do you feel like they could have done anything more defensively?
The problem is that he's not the old Kawhi. I mean, he's not the Kawhi he once was. He's old Kawhi. And previously, in the fourth quarter, his performance goes down. It's been going down a lot lately. So that's why it's like, just let him get his come fourth quarter. He ain't got nothing in the tank. Did he even score in the fourth quarter? Yeah, he scored in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
he
didn't do a lot of damage. I think he hit a couple of shots or whatever, man. I mean, he's a great player, so he's going to score. But man, I mean, the Mavericks seem focused on, okay, Kawhi's getting his, okay, even PG's getting his, but we're not going to let Marcus Morris get loose. We're not going to let Nick Batum get loose. All that stuff about the Clippers being this great three-point shooting team, they looked bad again tonight. Outside of Reggie Jackson and Kawhi hitting a couple of threes, and I think Paul George got some, dude, they're not looking like the same team. The Clippers tanked to get the Mavericks, thinking they were going to, sauce their way right through this first round, and they caught a bad matchup, and they caught step back Jack, and they caught an angry step back Jack, and it's happening to them right now. It's happening.
I appreciate KP being okay with being a decoy for the Clippers defense. Okay, I like that.
He stayed dunking the ball.
This is good. We actually got a hater here. It's great to see Dumb and Dumber doing a live stream. Hey, you know what? Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate that. We love everybody.
Oh man, it's all love. It's all love.
Yeah, we're not hating on that. But tell you what, you know what we got to do before they get those interviews though. Let's look at the stats and the facts here. Pull it up. Get over here and show these people. And while they wait, if you're tuned in right now, go to subscribe to our page and enter the raffle to win you a Luka Doncic jersey. Listen, me and Billy got something special going on. After the Mavs playoff run is over, however far they go, once it's over, we're gonna do a raffle. We're gonna give a Luka Doncic jersey away. Okay, I will order it and have it shipped to your front door. We will order it and have it shipped to your front door. Your size, your color, whatever it is you want. Just enter the raffle and we got you. Go to bFb Mavs and bFb DFW. Everybody's tuning in on YouTube right now. Just hit subscribe. And Billy says hit that notification button.
That's right. Hit the bell, guys. Hit the bell and click all. You want to get all of the content. Don't get some. Don't get a piece of it. Get all of it. It's all available for you. New content all the time. It's right there. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Hit all. Get all the content as soon as it pops up. As soon as it's available.
Right. And then send us a message that says done, and we got you. Send us a message when it says done.
Yep.
I'm absolutely stunned. Not gonna lie, Walton Billy. Somebody's stunned.
Don't be stunned. I told you,
Yeah.
Mavs and 4.
So why can't you just bring it to yourself to my front door? Well, I'll tell you what. If you win, I'll do that for you, Melissa. I will do that for you. Only for you, though. Only
That sounds
for
like
you.
a set. So if Melissa happens to win, we'll know it's all a setup, guys.
Well, here's the thing,
no
though. Here's the thing, though. I can tell you this about Melissa. Melissa is a MFFL. Matter of fact, she hooked me up with a T-shirt. I can't remember if it was after a media day or one day we were outside. She hooked your boy up with a T-shirt that I couldn't get. She hooked your boy up. Oh, that's Kevin Gray who said that. We got Kevin Gray. Kevin Gray, if you can, man, click on the link and join us, man. If you down with it, click on the link and join us real quick. Oh, here we go. Pandemic PG shooting 15.
You knew it was coming.
15% from 3. This series is over. Hi, Lakers fan here. Good job versus Eclipse. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
We have no problem. We have no problem sending them back to the dungeon for you. No worries.
Well, Billy, let's take a look at this real quick. The stats and the facts here. Starting off on the list is our guy Dorian Finney-Swish.
Mm-hmm.
With not a good night for not a good night. I don't know if he was Dorian Finney-Swish tonight, but you know what, he did good on defensive end. He was defensive.
Yeah, he did. You know what? Listen, I told you earlier in the season, I don't care if Finney Smith gives me points. That's cool. I need him for his defense and rebounding. And at the end of the game, man, Finney Smith. Remember, Luka had that one shot that he shorted. It was like a little mid-range shot, and he shorted. Finney Smith was there for the defensive or offensive rebound, and that actually helped the Mavericks secure that possession and run the clock out, man. So that was a huge rebound. He's one of those grit and grind guys. He's going to get after it. He's going to make those dirty. He's going to get down, get dirty. He's going to take on the best offensive weapon on the other side. He's going to get you rebounds. And he's going to knock down a couple of shots, and you don't have to run plays for him to score. He's just going to score in the flow of the offense, and he just does all of the grunt work for you as a guard, man. And you got to love that. Got to love Finney Smith for that.
Next up, big stops. Big game tonight, 20 points. He's back, Billy Ridney. Chat me up.
Yeah, Kristaps Porzingis, he seemed
Hold on. Let me say it for you. This is what we do. Right?
Of course. Yeah. This is nothing new. This is nothing new to the people at home. Everyone who's hating on KP and everything. This is nothing new. And it still wasn't his best. Now, earlier today, we got the news. I know at Tovash 10 was having a fit about Kristaps, and
really
being
good.
In the club, so on
really
and so
great
forth.
Twitter
I get
account.
it. Really I get it. It's all fine and dandy. At the end of the day, he came out there, he played tonight. It still wasn't like the greatest game, but he hit some clutch shots for you. He rebounded. He did what he could do. And if you notice this, if you guys are watching the game, Kawhi Leonard, the reason why he's not checking Luka Doncic is because he's checking Kristaps Porzingis. They know what he could have done to them last year. They saw that. So they are actually delegating those responsibilities to Kawhi Leonard. If you look at the game 3, unless they make a switch up, you'll see that Kawhi Leonard is checking Kristaps Porzingis. Because there's no other matchup for him. Zubac can't do it. Porzingis will definitely give you 30 if Zubac is trying to check him. So they're putting a guard on him that they feel like can move with him, can be active, push him around, and that's what they're doing. So he had a good night tonight. 20 points, 8 rebounds. I'll take that.
Next up on the list is Maxey, 13 points. I remember Maxey came out hot.
Yeah, he did.
He came out swinging hot.
Yeah. Came out, started the game 5 of 5. First shot attempt of the night was a three. He hit that, came back and hit a little mid-range jumper. Saw him put it on the floor, get to the basket, finish at the rim. Maxey did a good job, and I thought it was very important for him to come out and play well tonight, Walt, especially given the fact that the whole world was on his shoulder after, last game. And again, we pointed out he did a pretty good job against Kawhi Leonard in the last game, even though Kawhi got his numbers. He made it difficult for him. And then tonight to come out and score offensively and apply pressure, I thought he did a good job. Shout out to Maxi Kleber tonight.
Billy, we are in the midst of media royalty, radio royalty right here, okay? We have a guy joining us who was with us last week, and I'm pretty sure he was in the post-game interview asking those tough, hard, good questions for us.
With that crispy mic. Crispy mic. Yeah.
Well, get ready to get crisp again, because here he is right here. Kevin Gray is joining the broadcast.
Can you hear me?
How you doing, KG? Yeah, we can hear you just fine, KG.
Okay, cool. I'm doing this on my phone. I was trying to get stuff taken care of on my computer, but I'm on my phone, so hopefully it sounds
good. We can hear you. We can hear you just fine. We can hear you just fine. So, KG, chat me up, man. You say you're shocked. What's going on?
I mean, Clippers gonna clip, I guess, man. Like, I really thought coming into this series that there was gonna be a little different mentality for them, knowing that this is what they wanted. They wanted the Mavericks, and they tanked the final couple games to get the Mavericks, and to still punt on the first two games at home, where you had Kawhi go off for 41 in your own building, and you still lose. I don't get it. Like, I don't get the mentality of what they've got going on inside their brain. I tweeted it out earlier. There always comes a point in every single series when you realize who the better team is.
Mm-hmm.
The Mavericks are the better team. The Clippers may have the quote unquote better personnel per se.
Right.
The Mavericks are a better team, and to walk into that building and to do what they did in these first two games, you got to give them credit for what they did, man. And you're watching a team come together in a special way, at least in these first two games, to where you got to give them credit for what they did.
So people are fired up about you being on the broadcast, Kevin, right there. Now, Kevin, I'm going to give Billy his flowers here. What you just said is what Billy said when we came on this broadcast tonight. It's exactly what Billy just said.
Yeah, the Mavericks, Kevin, I would say this, man. I think we can all see it. Anybody who's watching this team play understands it. The Mavericks are not scared of this basketball team. There is nothing about the Clippers that impresses the Mavericks. You could just tell they come in there and they just feel like, okay, who are you? Why should we fear you? The Luka has no. He is clear. He has no respect for Kawhi Leonard, Paul George,
Patrick Beverly, none of them.
Yeah, he's just looking at these guys like, who's next?
KG, I told Billy I heard that Luka went over to Pat Beverly, told him, I hope you got some spring in them shoes, dog, because you ain't tall enough to guard me. I heard you told Kawhi, I hope you got your track shoes on tonight, homie, because you're gonna need them to keep up with me tonight.
Well, it was clear in this game that there were two things going on. One, and Ty Lue had kind of mentioned it, during the week, that they were going to try to punish the Mavericks inside, and you could tell early on that they were making a real concerted effort to get inside the paint and punish them over and over and over again, where I think in the first half they wound up with like 38-point paints, and it was looking like, okay, Kawhi Leonard getting there with his mid-range, even George, who I think 1 point was 7 attempts with his 2-point attempts, they were just getting inside and killing them on the inside. But you give the Mavericks credit for staying in there, and the other part too was you could tell that they were not trying to switch with Paul George, because we heard coming into this game that Kawhi Leonard was going to be a little bit more on Luka Doncic.
What happened to that?
It actually wound up being Paul George, which, you know what, honestly, here's my thought on that. This is the reason why you have both Paul George and Kawhi Leonard in games like this, where you need Kawhi to shoulder the scoring load, and you look at Paul George and say, we need you to go out and defend tonight, because both of these two are really good 3-and-D players. So if you put the onus on Kawhi to take care of things offensively, theoretically, George, as a all NBA defender himself, should be able to at least take on the challenge of trying to guard Doncic. And he was fighting through screens and doing those kinds of things where they weren't switching as much with him early on. But Luka Doncic is a guy that you just can't stop. He's going to get his, and he got another 39 tonight. But I thought the mentality was different from the Clippers. It's just the Mavericks just executed better. Like, defense was optional tonight, and the Mavericks just executed better offensively than the Clippers did down the stretch.
Absolutely.
Too.
Absolutely.
You know what, KG? I heard he told Paul George too. I hope your teammates patted you in your chest today because you ain't tough enough to guard me either.
Man,
I don't know what you gonna do. And Morris, you know what he told Morris? Told Morris, he said, "Hey, I hope you did some push-ups for the game because you ain't strong enough to guard me either." He had something for all of them.
What we're coming to find out is that none of them can guard him. Like none of them can.
He read them all. He read them all his race. But guys, I have breaking news here. Also joining us in the comments right now is a teammate of yours, Kevin Gray. Little baby Mike Bassick is joining us here in the comments. And
what up, Bassick?
Yeah, he says Paul George in the postgame says something like the Mavericks are the underdog and playing with a lot of confidence. See what I'm talking about? You see that right there, Billy?
Paul
might want
to pipe down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you might want to pipe down, my guy, because
Paul, you're the underdog. You're the underdog.
Yeah.
So how much of that 39 is on his head? How much of that 39 that Luka got put on tonight was that on his head?
Probably about a good 20 of it.
Okay, good 20 of it was on him. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
I can't wait to get to some of these. Yeah, I can't wait to get some of the numbers to see what exactly he did on him tonight.
Yeah, hey Kevin, I do have a question for you here, man. So how incredibly important is it for the Mavs to go home in Game 3, and who's in their ear telling them? Because again, this is a young team. Luka, these guys have not been in this position, especially being up in the playoff series. Who's in their ear telling them, hey, we can't let up? You remember in 2011 when the Mavericks got up 2-0 against the Lakers, and we saw the video, and JJ Barea had made mention that Dirk came back from his previous experience in 06 and had said, hey, guys, we can't let up. Don't get your head up thinking all high of yourself. We got to stay focused. Who is giving that message to the Mavericks to make sure that they do not lose focus on the task at hand going into Game 3?
It's interesting because when you look around, you say, well, not many of these guys have a lot of playoff experience, so they're really going to have to just rely on each other. And more so, this is where Rick Carlisle comes in, because he has been there and done that. It's one thing to get that message from a teammate, but it's another message to get it from a championship coach who's been there and beaten the Kobe Bryants of the world and beaten the Lakers teams of the past. Been in these positions where you've got to put your foot on these guys' throat to take the life out of them, because I was more stunned about tonight's game than I was about Game 1, because it's easy coming to Game 1 on the road, us against the world, and to come out and play confidently. It's another thing entirely to go in and already having a 1-0 series lead, where sometimes human nature can kind of say, oh, you know what, regardless of what happens tonight, we got the split, we're going back home, we're going to have, basically full capacity. And to do what they did again, I think they have the mentality of, we know what we need to do, because we walked into their building now 3 times, including the 51-point beatdown earlier this year, and we beat them in their building at their own game. We hit threes. We actually defended them in the third quarter where they only held them to 19 points. They did the things that the Clippers were going to be trying to do against them. Right. So I think all of them know what the message is, but Rick Carlisle, I think, has to be the one, because there is no JJ Barea this time around. There is no Sean Murray. There's no veteran there who's been there in those wars to be like, hey, don't let up in this situation. I mean, Tim Hardaway maybe could be that guy because he's been in the playoffs before, but never in a situation where he's had a chance to go up 3-0 on a team like this.
Yeah.
Well, KG, I said that the first game, it hurt. We hurt him. We punched him in the mouth and we hurt him. And I said, this game right here, if they win this game, this is the spirit breaker right here. This is the spirit breaker for the Clippers if they lose this game tonight. And they lost it, and their spirit is broke. And the Mavericks need to put their foot on their necks and go get it.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was at some point I think it was early in the fourth quarter. You could tell, and Harper mentioned it during the broadcast.
Yep.
This
body
team
language
was body language bad. They were walking around. I think they even knew, okay, like this is for real now. They played well in the first. Like, this is for real. Like, this is not a joke. And they tried to make a run. I think they cut it to 5. after going on an 8-0 run where you thought, okay, well, maybe this is finally the Clipper team that, finally woke up and realized what was happening there. But Doncic ended with a couple of driving layups. And that was basically that. They made another small run at the end. And then, of course, Hardaway hit the dagger, to basically seal it. And that was all she wrote. So, again, I give credit to the Mavericks for withstanding the punches that the Clippers continue to throw at them. Because it's very easy, especially in the first half. We watched Kawhi go off for 30, and it looked like he can get anything he wanted anytime he plays in the lane.
What happened in the fourth quarter, though?
Well, honestly, it was the third quarter. The third quarter is where they went cold. And look, you hold them to 19 points in the third quarter. I think it's the last 4 minutes or so. George was bad. Kawhi was bad. They couldn't buy a bucket. And I think a lot of that was the amount of energy that they were expending on both ends, especially Leonard, trying to carry them offensively. And what George had to do defensively to try and, somehow contain Doncic. He couldn't do that either. So by the time you got to the late third quarter, their legs are gone. And they really didn't have much, left. They had, like I said, that small burst in the fourth quarter. But other than that, they really didn't have much of anything. So, you like to see them play a little bit more defense. Like I said earlier, defense was optional in this game, which you're going to have a game like that in every series. But the Mavericks just outlasted them.
Yeah, you see that stat right there, Billy? Mavs are now 29-0 after leading the first quarter.
That's right. That's right.
They got to stick with that. Well, let me ask another question here, Kevin. We're all here and we listen to the local media. We like it's a good conversation. Did the Mavericks make a statement to not to the nation, but like to the national media that, hey, we're about that action. We're not just some lollipop story, because nobody really gave the Mavericks a chance on the national level. Everyone thinks the Clippers, Lakers are going to be the finals matchup and all that different gibberish or whatever. But have the Mavericks made a statement to the national media to say, hey, you need to be talking about us, right now? Or does the team even does the team even care about that type of thing?
I don't think it matters to them. I think it's about what they feel like they're confident in terms of themselves. And you can tell this is a team that played like they knew who the better team was coming into this series, and all they had to do was just execute what they were capable of. Now, for the rest of us who watch and cover and talk about this team and those who do nationally, there was reason why they may have felt that way, because this is also a Mavericks team, never forget, that lost 3 times to the Kings in a matter of, a couple of weeks. So it wasn't like, the Mavericks were inspiring confidence at times because of how they played down the competition. But if you examine this team as a whole throughout the season, they played better in clutch time. They played better against better competition. And when this team is hitting threes and defending the way that they're capable of, there's not many teams that can beat them. And I think the national folks are starting to wake up to the idea, because I think it was CJ McCollum that tweeted it out. Tim Hardaway Jr. is about to get paid this offseason. And like, whether the Mavericks are the ones that pony up and, pay him, or somebody else comes and gets him, Tim Hardaway has made himself a bunch of money in the last month, and including what he did tonight. And Miami might need him after they got smoked by the Bucks in game 2. But regardless, Tim Hardaway has now officially, I think, announced himself as a part of this quote unquote, big three. Doncic, Porzingis, and Hardaway tonight combined for 87 of the 127 that they scored. That's massive.
Jeez.
That is massive.
Yes. That's huge.
This came in from Mike Bassick, Billy. From what you were saying, Barkley said he blamed Doc Rivers for loss tonight.
Those guys. They got to get over it. But, Kevin, to your point about THJ, I sent it in our group chat during the game. I was like, when Hardaway was playing, I was like, man, he just priced himself right out of Dallas with how he's playing, because this dude is playing outside of his mind, and the Mavericks are going to have to come with some solid money to hold him here, and it might have to come with a different role. I don't know that you can give him all that money. We talk about it with Jalen Brunson all the time. I don't know that you can give THJ that amount of money that he might be looking for, and then tell him, hey, we're still going to use you off the bench. I mean, he's
earned the starter's job for good.
Right.
He's earned it for good. And give him credit for being willing to be both a starter and a role player throughout the season. And really he did, before the season was suspended, last year that he was willing to do that. So
Right.
whether he gets out in the open market and gets money, you know who he reminds me of, and then folks are gonna hate it when I say it, but it's giving me that vibe. Remember when Joe Flacco went off in 2012 and was out here killing everybody, beating
Yeah.
the Broncos, and then he cashed in and won. I'm not saying that Tim Hardaway going to fall off the way Flacco did, but
Right.
he's in that lightning in a bottle mode right now where he can't do anything wrong.
Right.
And he's doing it at the right time. Obviously, in a contract year, when everybody else, when everybody balls out, in a contract year, he just happens to be doing it himself right now.
Mike Bassett say right now it's gonna be 4 for 80.
That makes sense. Look, he's gonna get, because right now he's making almost 20 million. I think his contract is like a little over 19. So yeah, that makes sense. 4 for 80. Maybe 4 for 84, something like that. He's gonna get well over $20 million in this year's free agency, whether it be from the Mavericks or from somebody else. But I think the Mavericks are going to look at what he's doing right now in his playoffs and what he did over the last month and saying, yeah, because he fits perfectly with what they do. Like, he's a catch and shoot guy who's an automatic, bucket when he gets in there, whether it be off the bench or in the starting lineup. They're going to have to keep him, and they may have to pay a little more than what they may have thought coming into the season they would have to do.
Hey, Kevin Gray, before we let you go real quick, what's your prediction for Friday night?
Oh, boy. This is classic trap game.
It is. Yeah, it is.
You went
this
to
guy
Los
here
Angeles.
is getting out of control.
You got greedy, and you what happened?
Mike Bassett, Calvin Booth made a layup for 30 million and make out 30 million.
I forgot all about that. He sure did. He sure did.
Come on, man.
Calvin
This guy
Booth,
needs to be stopped. We need to have Mike Bassett log off for this one. Go ahead, ask him log off.
But this is game 3, classic trap game. You're coming home. You got 15,000 Rockets fans ready to welcome you back. You do not want to have a letdown in this game. And this is classic potential letdown game because you're feeling good about yourself. You want to in Los Angeles. You did it in dramatic fashion in both games. And now you got the chance. This is where you'll find out how mature this team is. Because good teams in this situation put the foot on the throat of the team that's down 0-2. I'm gonna find out we're gonna find out a lot about how good this Mavericks team is and how mature they are on Friday night.
Are you gonna be there Friday night?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So, we already know that Ed Tovash Chin is gonna have the house rocking for what we understand.
You give Tovash a special message from Kristaps Porzingis, his 3 blocks and 2 steals. Postseason career high for him. Let him know. You let him know that his boy loved to play some basketball tonight. 8-12 with 20 points after visiting, Walton the club the other night.
Up in Dub City. Hey, man. Hey, what are you supposed to know? He was up in Dub City, man. We was up there kicking it up in Dub City.
I told you earlier, James Harden could do it. KP could do it, man. We can hit the club and show up too, man. We can do the same things. No problem. No problem.
For his sake, I'm glad he did show up because they would be giving him the absolute business if he didn't show up tonight. So good on Porzingis for handling his business.
Well, hopefully we can talk to you again on Friday night, Kevin.
Okay.
Well, now we're about to go through the interviews, and hopefully we're about to hear some good question asking from you here in the interviews tonight.
By the way, a little birdie told me there might be a certain senior in the building on Friday night. So
a senior?
You might know what that means.
Okay, all right.
Looking forward to it.
Billy knows who
I definitely, I have a great idea.
We'll talk to you Friday, man.
All right, now. Sounds good. All right.
Billy,
very good. Very good.
I got your head coach ready to go right here. Let's hear what your head coach had to say about tonight's win.
Sure.
And in the third quarter, our 2 best players, Luka and KP, really stepped up their defense, and it set a completely different tone in the second half. To be able to hold them to 19 in the third quarter, that set us up for an opportunity to win the game. So Luka and KP at the defensive end, you can talk about, all of Luka's spectacular stuff offensively. KP did some really great things offensively, but those 2 guys defensively were the difference in the third quarter. And, when those 2 guys play that way at the defensive end, it brings our defense to another level.
All right, we'll start questions with Tim McMahon. Please say your name and outlet.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Rick, what do you like best about what you're seeing on the offensive end of the floor right now?
I like the recognition. I like the offensive energy. We are striking a pretty good balance of inside outside. I gotta look at the metrics of it for the first couple games to get a better idea. You can always attack the rim more in the playoffs. I think that'll be an emphasis for both teams going into Game 3. But look, to this point, we've been very focused and very determined, and we've just got to make sure that continues. It's a 7-game series, regardless of what the score is in wins, losses after 2 games. Told our guys, enjoy this one tonight. Maybe on the plane tomorrow, but then we get off that plane tomorrow. We got to refocus and get ready for Game 3, and we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to competing, and I know we're going to have a great building and a building with a lot of hungry fans that haven't been there in a long time.
Okay, Kevin.
Kevin Gray, 105 through the Fan, Dallas, Texas. Rick, you said that this was a business trip coming to Los Angeles. What was the message and mentality coming into tonight's game to play with the sense of urgency, coming out and starting this first quarter strong the way that you did tonight?
Well, we're a young team, but we have some experience under our belts, from last year, and we have some other young veteran guys, Josh Richardson, Tim Hardaway Jr., that have played in playoff series before, so, these guys know what it's about. And look, frankly, we didn't have to get into a lot of cliche type stuff. Our guys are hungry to compete. They're hungry to play for each other. We've done that well for the first 2 games. And again, the challenge is always, when you win a game or 2 games in a playoff series, how do you measure up against the human nature curve? When a lot of teams will have letdowns, and one of our real challenges will be to keep up this level of intensity and this level of fight.
Callie.
Rick, you mentioned the second half defense. What was Kawhi doing so effectively in the first half when he scored 30 points? And what were you guys able to discuss at halftime or take advantage of in the second half to kind of slow him down?
Well, in the first half, he was doing anything he wanted. And it was a combination. We had some loose offensive possessions, and they were just running it down our throats and just driving it through us. And we looked at 3 clips of it at halftime. And, the coaching staff challenged the team, to make a stand defensively. We've got, if we're gonna have a chance to win this game, we've got to stand in there and we got to make these guys come through us. And look, they're a great team, and they're still going to score points, but they weren't taking the liberties that they were in the first half. And the third quarter defense, that group that started the third quarter really helped set the tone.
Eddie.
Eddie Sefko, Mavs.com. Rick, he didn't score a point, but Dirk was in the building there behind the bench. I'm wondering how that came about and how good it was to have him there to, I don't know, for any kind of moral support that there might have been.
Yeah, I saw him and Jessica in the hotel yesterday. It gives you a profound lift, when you're in between first two games in the playoffs, and you see that playoff warrior, who we've been through so many battles with. And he said that he was going to be coming to the game, which was great news. And I certainly believe that him being there tonight, was a lucky charm for us. It never hurts. Never hurts.
Vincent.
Vincent Goodwill, Yahoo Sports. Rick, you said earlier that you didn't have to rely on cliches to motivate your guys tonight. But when you saw that the way the playoff sort of bracket faked itself out with the Clippers losing games to position itself to be in this matchup, does that provide enough motivation for guys and you don't have to say it, or do you mention something like that?
Hey, this time of year, you shouldn't need extra motivation. NBA playoff basketball is a self-explanatory adjective. It is raw passion. It's all about team. It's all about one thing, and that is a group of guys, getting together and making a stand on every possession. And if you can't get excited for that, you should be in some other line of work, because they're not pulling people off the street to do these jobs.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it there because we have Tim.
Did you hear that, Billy? You hear what he basically went with the "we ain't done yet." As I was just saying, we ain't did nothing. We ain't did nothing yet. We ain't did nothing. We still got more to go.
Right. Well, the truth is, I mean, we haven't. I mean, we're all excited here. The Mavs are up 2-0 against a team that a lot of people consider to be a team that we didn't really stand a chance against. I think that's what's really exhilarating about the whole thing. But when we really look at this thing, if we break it down and look at it for what it is, the Mavericks are a better team than the Los Angeles Clippers. Again, the Clippers are a good collection of individual talent, but the Mavericks are a better team just in how they interact with each other, the communication amongst each other, the coaching, just top to bottom. The Mavericks are a better team, and they're showing that. And in the playoffs, yeah, it takes superstars. The Mavericks have a couple of those guys. Some people say you got 1.5 superstars with KP, whatever, however you see it. But the Mavericks have star talent players out there, and they're playing as a team. Everyone's getting involved, from the first man out there being Luka, the leader, to the last man playing, whether it's Melly or Dwight Powell or Boban, whoever. These guys enjoy playing together, and you can see it, man. And they come out and they play with great energy. They play with great passion and intensity together, and this is what you get. This team is playing good basketball at the right time, and they're really sending a message, man. I hope people are really watching and enjoying this for what it is.
Well, I have some quotes here from Tyronn Lue, if you don't mind, Billy.
I love to hear them. I love to hear them.
And it's Tyronn Lue, and I quote, "I'm not concerned. Like I said, they got to win 4 games. Now they got to go home and try to keep all the same shooting. We'll see them in game 3."
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Stacey's not worried. Let's go to the man who he should be worried about. Who's cooking all of his who's barbecue chicken and all his stars right now on the team, Mr. Luka Doncic. Hashtag Step Back Jack is in the building.
I'm gonna have to.
Okay, we will go ahead and start with Kevin.
Kevin Gray, 105 through the fan. Luka, coming into this game, what was the mentality and mindset after getting game 1 to come out aggressively in the first quarter to set the tone to try and get a 2-0 series lead the way that you guys did tonight?
The mentality was go out there, play aggressive, have fun, and that's it. That's how our mentality is.
Tim McMahon.
Luka, there was a possession when Kawhi is on you and you back him right down and go to the Dirk one-legger. It seems like every time Pat Beverly's on you, your eyes light up and you just attack him. Is there an individual matchup that you aren't excited to attack in this series?
I mean, obviously Kawhi is an amazing defender. They have some good defenders like PG and Kawhi. I think they're two of the best perimeter defenders. And, but you just got to be aggressive. It's playoffs. You got to be aggressive. And that's it.
Vincent?
Vincent Goodwill, Yahoo Sports. Luke, I know you come into every playoff situation, postseason situation motivated, but when you see the Clippers lose intentionally to kind of set themselves up for a matchup with you, does that give you extra juice, extra motivation that maybe they're setting themselves up for a situation they can't dance their way out of?
No, I didn't even know they were doing that. Somebody told me in the first game, but not really. If you want to win a championship, at the end of the day, you got to win against everybody. So I don't think that makes a big statement. But we just go out there and play.
All right, we'll do a couple in Spanish. Eric.
Luka, Eric Mora de Telemundo Dallas. ¿Qué es lo que más
Shout out to our Spanish peeps right there. Billy, we don't want to forget about them, Pablo and Pedro.
Yeah, Pablo and Pedro, those are our guys.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, same thing. I was basically Luka, like I went out there and step back, jacked it up tonight, and got this dub for us.
Yeah, Luka played out of his mind tonight. 39 points, got guys involved, had good assist numbers. Wasn't really the rebounder that we saw that we've known Luka to be, but who cares about rebounding when you're giving them 39 points? Well, the Clippers have a real life problem here. And I told you guys this in the studio. The Clippers don't have anybody on their team that can check Luka Doncic. They don't have anybody. I'm just sitting here. Our guy, Uncle Shay over there at Undisputed, he's going to have a good little time. He has been trolling tonight. He is on another level right now with his trolling. And it's funny. But he asked the question. He said, "Who did Luka give his 39 piece to, man?"
Yeah,
so,
that's what. Remember, I asked you. I said, "Who gets the brunt of this? How much does that 39 go to Paul George?"
I say Paul got at least 20 of it, but I mean, the Clippers are, they're a bunch of names right now. I mean, we know who they are. We know what they are as individual talents. We're aware of their accolades and stuff like that, but it's not a team that the Mavericks are scared of, man. And Luka Doncic is showing you day in and day out, every opportunity he gets a chance, man, he's going to show you on the big stage, hey, I'm that dude. Luka Doncic is announcing himself to the NBA, hey, I'm that guy. If you had any doubts about it, go ahead and hang him up. There are no more doubts. He is the best player in this series. He is the best player on this basketball floor at any given time. Even when he's on the bench, he's the best player in the building. That's what he's showing you, and he just happens to play for the Mavericks, man. What a great time to be alive as a Mavericks fan.
Well, I tell you what, this next guy right here, you get excited because I got your boy up next right here. Big Kristaps Porzingis to the podium. Let's hear what he had to say.
All right, obviously we have Kristaps. Kristaps is going to start, and then we'll go to questions, starting in English. All right,
how you doing, guys? Yeah, so I'm going to start off by saying that, what happened is a mistake on my part. I was honestly a little bit confused with the protocols and made a mistake and paid for it. And I'm glad, we were able to get the win tonight and I was able to play. So I'm looking forward to what's coming, but it was a mistake on my part.
Okay, thanks, Kristaps. Kevin?
Kevin Gray, 105 through the Fan, Dallas, Texas. Kristaps, a postseason career high, 3 steals and 2 blocks. Can you talk about the mentality of staying locked in on both ends of the floor tonight and what the mentality was coming into tonight's game to get another game in Los Angeles?
Yeah, I thought about the last game a lot and kind of went back a little bit to the fundamentals of how I can affect the game. And also realized that, by me being out there, I'm like a decoy for other guys, for Tim, for Luka, for everybody. Kawhi's guarding me. So, on the offensive end, I realized that's, I can solely do that if that opens up shots for my teammates and takes Kawhi off of Luka, for example. And that's good for us. At the end, that's good for us. No matter if I'm involved in every situation or I'm not. And then just, as I said, went back to the fundamentals a little bit on how I can affect the game, even if I'm not scoring and if I'm not, shooting and things like that, which is, something that I love to do. And yeah, just worked hard and first half could have done things a little bit better. Second half, looked at the film. Halftime, we looked at the film, and I feel like second half, our energy on defense end was even better.
Brad?
Yeah, Kristaps, I think most people in this building are surprised, except for you guys. You guys, especially in the second half, you look like you were a team out there that expected to win. And when you walked off the floor, you look like you expected to win. Would you say that's accurate? And in your confidence level on this team?
Yeah, we expect that from ourselves. I even thought we celebrated a bit too much. We just won the second game. We're not we're not nowhere yet. That's a good step where we want to go, but there's still work to do. And yeah, until it's not over, then they're a good team. They're a talented team, and anything can happen. So we have to keep our heads in the right place and on to the next one as if we would have lost almost. So that's got to be our mindset and keep on.
The last one in English will be Prabhat.
Hi, Kristaps Porzingis, Film City Back Sports page. Obviously, you talked about your performance in Game 1, but what was key for you tonight in responding, coming up with some big threes, clutch buckets, and helping the team come out on top tonight?
Yeah, just stay patient with it. Looking at situations, how I can, what I can do offensively to become that, in every pick and roll. I can cut, I can space the floor, and there's gonna be situations that by me just standing somewhere, I'm gonna get an open shot, and I'm gonna get things from playing with these guys and Luka. So stay patient with it, and then good situations came to me, and my teammates found me, and things were clicking tonight. So happy about the result.
Okay, we're going to do the last one in Spanish with Eric, and then we've got Maxie standing by. Go ahead, Eric.
What do you think about that? How do you feel about the apology? Being a man and coming out and making the apology to start off there, Billy?
I mean, who cares, man? Like I said, to me, it's not a big deal. I mean, a lot of people won't believe the idea that he didn't understand the protocol, whatever. Okay, whether he did or not, he did it. It is what it is. There are bigger fish to fry. There's more things to concern ourselves with other than what this man decided to do in his spare time. Okay, he made a mistake. Obviously, the NBA felt the need to fine him $50,000 for it. He paid the $50,000. Let's move on. I'm more concerned about what he did on the floor for us tonight. Now, I do understand at the same time that could have cost us if the NBA would have been more stern and decided to suspend him or whatever, but they didn't. Let's just take it for what it is. He's got to be smarter. Overall, as a team, man, I like what he said about, he felt like they were celebrating a little bit too much. You got to act like you've been there. Even though this young team has not been there, you got to act like it. I understand it's a monumental feeling for them probably to know that you went on the road and took 2 games from a very difficult team. But we have to harness that energy, bring it back in, and use it towards a great effort on Friday night. Well, you know how we mentioned the other day, we said if the Mavericks didn't get Game 2, then what they did in Game 1 really didn't matter. I would go as far as to say the same thing for Game 3. If you go home and lay an egg, then what you just did up in LA doesn't, I mean, it still matters. You're still up 2-1, but you got to come out in Game 3, man, put your foot on their neck. Because at the Clippers are looking for an exit plan. If you put your foot in their ass early in Game 3, man, to get after them real good, man, they will fold up. They will fold up, and the Mavericks have got to know that, and they got to live in that moment. They got to live in the moment. They got to attack, and let's go ahead and put our foot on their throats and get these boys out of here.
Well, I got a guy who's going to help put their foot on their throats. This guy here, he's been tearing it up. I like to refer to him as Timmy 3 the hard way right here.
Reminder to introduce yourself and your outlet, please. Kevin, go ahead.
Kevin Gray, 105 through the Fan, Dallas, Texas. Tim, when you hit that 3 with 103 left in the game, you let out a scream that could probably be heard here in Dallas. Tell me about the emotion that was running through you when you hit that 3, knowing the moment in that particular game and what it meant for you guys.
It's something that you live for, man. It's easier, said and done when you're up a couple points, but when you're in that zone and you're in that mindset and you're playing against a team like that, those shots are very, very big and very key throughout the game. And just being able to get 2 on the road, it's great. But we know we still got more to do, more work to be done, and a little bit more cleanup on both ends of the floor.
Brad?
Yeah, Tim, as you said, there's still work to be done. What did you guys learn from yourselves in winning these 2 games in the way that you won them?
I mean, we've been doing a great job of winning on the road all year, all season long. So just being able to come here and, like I said, having that crowd presence, it makes the arena, makes everything feel different, makes everything feel normal. And once you're out there competing and you got the fans there, it's something you're playing for something, and it feels great. It feels great, and the adrenaline and the emotions are sky high. And when you're just executing on both ends of the floor and you're in your zone, it's kind of hard to stop.
Tim McMahon.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Tim, is there a building of confidence, kind of a mushrooming of confidence with you guys? And, you know, on the other hand, do you sense doubt creeping in with the Clippers? Do you sense, you know, some deflation on that side?
Not sensing anything on that side. We know what type of ball club they are. They're a hell of a team. They got home court advantage for a reason, and we can't settle, can't rest. Know what they're capable of. And what was your other question? I'm sorry.
I mean, you guys obviously played well late in the season, but you go out there, you get 2 wins, you close them out both in convincing fashion. Just kind of the confidence that's building with you guys, just the vibe that you guys are creating.
Yeah, I mean, I think the vibes are immaculate, like we've always been saying all season long. And when you're out there competing with your boys, competing with your brothers, especially with everything what we've been through all season long with people out with COVID and people out with injuries, it definitely brings a lot of the guys closer, I would say. And once everybody got vaccinated, we were able to hang out and be around one another off the court when we're on the road, having those team dinners and having those team functions where we're around one another. That's what we're all about. And it helps us not only off the court, but on the court as well.
Callie?
Tim, I'm curious, how much did you recognize Dirk being behind the bench tonight, and how much do you think that kind of gives a lift to the guys when he's in the building and the atmosphere is like it was tonight?
2-0 when Dirk is in the building, I'll tell you that. Yeah, Dirk, we saw Dirk earlier today. We knew Dirty was there, and we're happy that we were able to pull out a victory. But like I said, it's still a long series, and I mean, the job is not done at all. We're just creeping into what we can become, and we just got to keep on focusing in and locking in.
Okay, Chris Henderson.
Chris Henderson, chendo.com. So, Tim, do you feel like this Mavs team was slept on? Because obviously you mentioned the COVID. You know, at one point in the season you were 9-14. Do you feel like you guys were slept on coming into this situation? Because not many people picked you guys to actually win this series, let alone win a game or two.
I mean, we can feel any type of way we want. We just know with all that, the only thing that matters is the guys in that locker room and the staff and the people that are helping us being able to go out there and compete to the best of our abilities. And it's a great situation that we're in. We're going to take full advantage of it, and we're going to continue to just stay locked in. Like I said, I can't say it enough. Staying locked in and really, really focusing on ourselves and what we can do to get better.
All right, thanks, Tim.
That's Tim right there for you, Billy. So, Billy, before we get out of here, of course, Thursday we're going to be back in the studio, but we'll be back here for post game on Friday night. As we said, Ed Tovas 10 has already said he's going to have the AAC jumping, and he's going to join us after that game at the AAC. So, what do you see happening Friday night?
I see a Mavs team that smells blood in the water. They're like a bunch of violent and very, very angry sharks in the ocean, and there's Clipper blood, man. And if the Mavericks are smart, if they are led the way that I think they are by Coach Carlisle, I think this Mavs team will be prepared. I understand that the crowd will be there rocking, but nothing matters more than those guys that are in that locker room. They've got to have the mindset, Walt. I hope that someone is talking to them and saying, hey, this thing is far from over. Here is an opportunity to put your
Tim just
foot
said it.
Right. But I mean, and that's fine. We just need to make sure that we continue to push that. Somebody's got to say, hey, look, here's an opportunity for us to put our foot on the neck of these guys, and let's go for the jugular. Me personally, my opinion, I think the Mavericks are going to take the game, and not just take it. I think the Mavs are going to take it going away in Game 3. That will be the kill shot. It's something about coming back home. It's a new energy. Guys are ready to play. They're playing at with a high level of confidence, and the Clippers are doubting themselves. Understand the Clippers are going to come out and give their best effort. They're going to get after it. They're going to get physical. I expect some cheap shots, some dirty stuff. But the Mavericks, if they can stay solid here, then everything else will take care of itself. And I think Rick Carlisle will have them ready to go. Tyronn Lue's completely lost. You can tell by the stupidity that's being uttered from his lips that he's completely lost on what's going on. So Mavericks need to come out here and handle business, take care of Game 3. I have the Mavericks winning that game going away.
If you can hear the sound of my voice, go subscribe to the YouTube page, the channel. We're going to be giving away a Luka Doncic jersey at the end of the Mavericks playoff run, whenever that may be. Just subscribe, send us a message that says done. You can follow me, Walt Chisholm, on Facebook, at QB Broadcaster on Twitter. You can follow Billy at Radio Guy Ray on Twitter, and Billy Allen on Facebook.
Yep.
And and of course for the gram, best.4.business DFW if you catch us over there. But subscribe, send us a message, say done. We'll enter you in the raffle to win this Luka Doncic jersey that me and Billy are giving away. We're gonna have it shipped to your house. All we gotta do, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to meet us nowhere. You don't have to do anything. I will order it and have it sent to your house. You tell me what color and size you want. I will ship it to your house personally. We'll be in studio Thursday. We got a big time guest. We're gonna have former Dallas Cowboy Quincy Carter live in studio this Thursday. You can check that out on both of our Twitter pages.
Yep.
On the show Twitter page, It Is Business on Twitter. And if you come on Facebook, look for Walt Chisholm, look for Billy Allen, and we'll get you follow us on there, and we'll get you to the bFb pages on Facebook to watch Thursday show, because this show isn't on YouTube for the YouTube subscribers that are out there. But Friday, when we do post-game show, we'll be back here live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.
Ready to go.
Yeah, we'll be here ready to go. But hey, Mavs win 127-121. Came the up 2-0 in the series. We'll be back Friday, hopefully to be 3-0. Keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. Always do what's best for business. And if we don't see you around, then we'll see you around.